when you're building the always on available group, you start with a primary replica, which happens to be your server, and then your secondary replica functions as a client. Okay, you see that arrow in the diagram. The secondary replica will reach out to the primary replica and say, hey, give me all your transaction log records. But it cannot do that if those four things are not satisfied. Okay, it cannot do that if those four things are not satisfied. So whether you're building an always on available group and you get this error 54G4, I forgot the error number. Anyway, you cannot add a replica to the available group. Those four things will tell you why. Okay. Again, look at your secondary replica as a client application trying to connect to the primary replica. But, and this is a scenario that will always happen. At any given point in time, a failover will happen. Maybe your primary went down, and so, of course, the assumption is you have something like a cluster resource manager, like Windows Server failover cluster. Primary went down, cluster will trigger an automatic failover, so there's role reversal, meaning what used to be the secondary replica now becomes your primary replica. And what used to be your primary replica now is your secondary replica. Therefore, the client-server model now switches, the role reverses to where the new client is now the former primary replica, which is now new secondary replica. And the new server happens to be the new primary replica, which happens to be the old secondary replica.